Red Bull has a problem, and it's Alex Albon. Curiously, the problem here isn't that Red Bull is eyeing up alternatives or fed up with the sight of him, it's simply that Albon has yet to tap the ball into the open goal in front of him and lock down his place with the team long term. And with only 6 races left in 2020, time is now running out for Albon to make the drive his for the long haul. What's the solution? If you have one, let us know in the comments below, and hit the subscribe button if you enjoy our videos and would like to show your support. Red Bull wants to keep Albon, but has not yet committed to him keeping his drive for 2021. Why? Because he's not delivering at the necessary level. But he fits in well, has a good approach, is well liked, and seemingly has the raw materials needed to at least be a good top team number 2. What he doesn't have so far is the results to prove it. Albon has contributed only 30% of Red Bull's points this year, and in what is the second best car in the field, he has only managed 2 top 4 finishes. That's not good enough. There comes a point where promise becomes unfulfilled potential. Underlying signs of improvement are all well and good, and they are there, but the breakthrough has to come soon. Last year it wasn't a big problem. Albon had some bright races despite lagging too far behind Verstappen on qualifying pace after being flung in at the deep end, but that speed would come in 2020. Wouldn't it? Early this year he also had some positive moments and might have won in Austria had he not been hit by Lewis Hamilton, or had he been slightly more patient. The results would come. Wouldn't they? A change of race engineer to the firmer, more experienced hand of Simon Rennie seemed to lead to an upturn in fortunes, but it took until Mugello for Albon to take a podium finish. The floodgates would now open, wouldn't they? The qualifying gap has been too big, and although usually the fundamental speed is there to be closer, Albon seems to struggle to deliver that pace when it matters. The tricky Red Bull RB16 is contributing to this. At times this season, Albon has made small errors on key qualifying laps that have led to a lost half a tenth here and there. But on other occasions, he's been constrained by the limitations of the car, in particular its rear instability. In recent races, the car has improved significantly. Albon still appears overly constrained by the limitations of the car, and overdriving at times has turned into underdriving. He was half a second off Verstappen in qualifying at the Nürburgring, despite saying he was happy with the balance of the car, but the bigger concern was the race. A huge lock-up on lap 1 led to dangerous levels of vibration and an early pit stop. He then wiped out Red Bull's stablemate Daniel Kvyat's front wing after misjudging the minibus-like length of a modern F1 car. Albon can't be blamed for the debris that holed a radiator and put him out of the race, but it was another difficult race day. For the most part, he's been impressive in battle, although he regularly finds himself pulling off impressive overtakes against cars he shouldn't be racing in the first place. But perhaps this cack-handed error at the Nürburgring reflects the extent to which the situation he is in is impacting him. Team boss Christian Horner says there's more to come, but recently Helmut Marko has offered mixed messages. He's indicated Albon's place would be secure if he continues at the current level of pace, but he has also warned Red Bull requires 2 drivers to be delivering. Albon needs to make the most of his situation as soon as possible, then start working on finding more performance. He's a quick driver, no question. His race pace is decent, he can overtake, make tricky strategies work, and he has the right kind of approach. What he seems unable to do is to string it all together, and worse still, he seems to be showing slight signs of fraying around the edges given his lengthy struggle to get close to one of the toughest teammates on the grid in Verstappen. Sometimes F1 drivers can become trapped in downward spirals, and Albon needs to break out of this one. The bar isn't set at Verstappen-like levels. Qualifying 4th and nailing top 4 finishes should be enough for Albon to prove there's something to build on. After all, Red Bull doesn't need another lead driver, it needs its own version of Valtteri Bottas. Marko says he can't see anyone getting within 3 tenths of Verstappen, so there's a realistic target straight away. Albon knows that, but he has yet to piece together a complete weekend this year. The closest was Mugello, where his run to the podium was harder than it needed to be. It could all come down to whether he's got that ability to connect everything up mentally, master the tyre prep, thread the needle between under and over driving in qualifying, make a good start, and then just drive around where the car's pace should allow. But connecting it all up is the toughest challenge, even for the very skilled drivers. So what's the solution for Red Bull? It might just take one stellar qualifying performance for Albon to get out of the current cycle of underperforming and access his true level of performance. Albon is strong mentally when it comes to recovering from crashes and similar setbacks, but he needs to show he can break out of a more long-term malaise that is doubtless taking its toll. He will be very aware that Red Bull has yet to confirm he will continue next year, so despite the team's claims that this is purely a narrative cooked up by the media, let's not pretend the pressure only comes from the outside. Given the reluctance to bring back Pierre Gasly, Horner and Marko have both hinted at an awareness of alternatives from outside Red Bull, Sergio Perez and Nico Hülkenberg. Because of their availability, the team can afford to wait, but Albon can't be given infinite time with only 6 races left. Red Bull needs him to back up Verstappen, and if, as it hopes, the RB17 can be a title threat next year, Albon has to be there to take points off the other drivers and generally complicate the race situation for Red Bull's rivals. It's been 2 against 1 for Mercedes against Red Bull for the past couple of seasons, and if that continues, it could cost Red Bull both titles even if it produces a car that can match the dominant force in F1. But if the problem doesn't solve itself, something will have to be done because this situation is reaching critical mass. In elite sport, there comes a point where you have to step up to the plate. For the sake of Albon's promising career, hopefully he will flick that switch and bring together the positives he has shown across the season in the coming races, because there is a fine driver waiting to get out. Will Albon crack this? Let us know in the comments below. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already, and maybe even try out that notifications bell so you'll be told every time there's a new video from the race.